And I'm 13 years old, and my brother is Matthew, he's 15. He has a condition called Dravet, which is a very severe epilepsy syndrome. Matthew's seizures started when he was just 9 months old, so my earliest memories of my brother aren't the best ones in the world. All I can remember is the constant shouting and him being so violent that you couldn't go near him without him either hitting or biting you. If he wasn't doing that, then he would be watching Teletubbies or having seizures. He would have so many seizures I wouldn't know what to do with myself. I didn't know whether to get on with what I was doing, but then I'd want to go and see if he was alright, but I didn't want to get in Mum's way. So I would just stand there and watch my brother suffer, and watch my mum give him more and more medicine that didn't seem to make anything better, only worse sometimes. This happened every day. Matthew's seizures would increase if he had a cold or an illness. And I remember one time, Matthew had stopped breathing in the early hours of the morning, and I remember watching Mum having to do mouth-to-mouth with him as he had turned blue and was seizing constantly. I was petrified. I thought he was going to die. Mum phoned the ambulance and got my grandma over to look after me. When the ambulance went, I couldn't stop crying. I really thought he would die. I've never felt so relieved in my life when I got a call from my mum saying he was okay. This is all because he'd had a cold. It was horrible, and I hated it more than you can imagine. I would find I was disappointed a lot as well, because if we had planned to do something that I was really looking forward to, and Matthew was ill, or had had a lot of seizures, or a bad day, as we would call it, we would have to cancel, and this happened quite frequently. I would try not to cry, so not to make my mum feel bad, but it was so difficult. I was also tired a lot of the time. This was because Matt could shout until 11 o'clock at night, and he woke up at 3 in the morning and started shouting again. So Mum and I weren't always in the best of moods. I couldn't bring friends home because I didn't know if Matt would hurt them or not. It was either that or they didn't want to come round because they were scared of him, which did make me very sad, and I felt like it wasn't fair. I would also get the mickey taken out of me at school because I had a disabled brother, and they used to say that he was stupid and that he was so thick he couldn't do anything. This would make me so angry you wouldn't believe. If they said any of that to me, I would lose it completely with them and start shouting and getting angry, and then I would get upset. However much of a pain Matthew was back then, I was still very protective of my brother, and I still am to this day. The stress of it all didn't help my parents' marriage, and they split up when I was 4. I didn't understand it at first, but when I got older it really hit me. I started to blame Matthew for their split, and then I thought about it, and I knew that Matthew didn't want epilepsy, so I started blaming the epilepsy for it. I really hated it. I really wished for a brother who would look after me, play games and even argue with me. I didn't want one that would scream, bite, hit, and a brother that I would have to look after. But as usual, once I had thought this, I would feel so guilty inside. I loved him so much, but it was so hard to show it. I wouldn't say I was angry, more upset and jealous than anything. I was jealous of all my friends and all their, I hate to say it, normal siblings that they could have fun with and could talk to. I was so jealous all of the time he took up with my mum and all the attention he had. Everyone just talked about Matthew and the epilepsy. But at the same time, this made me upset for my brother because I knew it wasn't his choice to be in pain every second of the day, and I felt so guilty as well. It was just a real mix-up of emotions of loving him one minute and wanting to rip off his head the next, and hating epilepsy for tearing my family apart. When Matthew was 8, Mum managed to get him on a diet called the ketogenic diet. This was a diet that could supposedly help Matt get better. When Mum explained this to me, I didn't really believe it. I thought to change a boy from being violent and loud to hardly having any seizures and being calm by eating certain foods would be almost impossible. But it worked. Matt did get better. The seizures had been cut down dramatically, no more biting or scratching me, and the screaming stopped, and no more medicines. I thought it was a miracle. Although Mum and I did take to eating chocolate in the bathroom or after Matt had gone to bed. But then Mum created keto chocolate, so we didn't have to retreat to the toilet with our Maltesers anymore. In fact, Matt ended up getting blueberry muffins and a keto shake for breakfast, while I got stuck with Weetabix. The only thing I wasn't too keen on was that Matt was still fixated with Teletubbies. He adored them so much I can now probably recite most of the episodes. But after all we went through, I can live with that. Matthew was on the diet for nearly 6 years, and it is certainly the best thing to happen to our family. It made Matt so much better. Hardly any seizures, no more trips to the hospital, and he is really cuddly now and happy and smiling, and he is not violent at all. Matt has been off the diet for nearly 2 years now, and I am very pleased to be able to say that the seizures haven't come back. We were really scared to take him off the diet because we didn't want to go back to the way it was, but thankfully it hasn't. To be honest, the only thing he does to annoy me now is to kneel up in front of the television while me and Mum are watching Strictly Come Dancing, just so we can play with him. My friends can now come round, which is great. Well, really I think Matt likes it more than I do. He is so flirtatious, it's unbelievable. He just constantly flutters his eyelashes at them and smiles. And all my friends love him too. They say he is so adorable, which he is. And at my recent party, he was dancing with them all. It was so nice to see him having a good time. He is so lazy now as well. On a weekend, he gets up later than me, and that's saying something. He has everything done for him, like breakfast in bed, constantly playing pop-up toys, and he gets to open and close Mum's desk drawers as much as he likes, while she is trying to work. Our house has also been adapted for him. We have hoists dotted all over, a bed which goes up and down, and we've built him a room downstairs. This means that there was a spare room upstairs, and I got it. So now I have a bedroom and a little living room too for me and my friends to escape to. I was so happy. This diet did change our lives. Mum was told that if Matthew lived to the age of 12, he'd probably have to go into a home because we wouldn't be able to cope with him living with us anymore. But because of the ketogenic diet, he's still going strong and is going to be with us for many, many years to come, all being well. Since things have got better with Matt, our lives have got a lot better, and we are able to lead a more normal kind of life. We have managed to get a dog now, who is nuts, so fits in with our family very well. She is a staffy called Tallulah. We can go out for meals in restaurants with friends, as Matthew doesn't scream anymore, and he loves being social. In fact, he's great to go shopping with, as he loves being wheeled around the shops and watching everyone, and then we have to go to a coffee shop for a smoothie and a panettone, because that's his favourite. He gets loads of attention too, as he has a real cheeky grin. That cheeky grin also means that he can get away with everything, unlike me obviously. I love pushing his wheelchair now, as it has a motor attached to it. So we do have fun together. I race him around the shopping centre, he laughs, and Mum shouts at us both. Something good has come from all this, a charity called Matthew's Friends, which helps children get on the ketogenic diet as soon as possible, as well as raising awareness about all the different dietary treatments for epilepsy. Mum set this up because she originally asked for the diet when Matthew was 2, but the doctor said that the diet didn't work, and it was only when he was 8 that he finally managed to get on it. But unfortunately, it was too late. Matt had suffered terrible brain damage and thousands of seizures. Yes, Matt got better with the diet, and his seizures decreased, but he could no longer walk like he used to, or say certain words like he used to. Some of this is down to brain damage, and some of this is down to him having Dravet syndrome, a syndrome that I now have to be tested for. This is why Mum set up the charity, so people don't have to go through what we did. Since then, the charity has grown and grown, and we have met people who are very close to our hearts through it. One being a very special person to me called Robin. She has also got a brother with epilepsy, and her brother goes to the NCYP, and he was on the diet too. So we know where each other are coming from. We have also been there for each other, and I really don't know what I would have done without her. She is like a sister to me, and I feel I've been blessed to get to know her. She only lives around the corner, so we see each other a lot, and it is good, because our parents are best friends too. In fact, so much so that we spend every Christmas together. This is one thing I am very grateful for from the charity. We have also met a lot more great people through the charity, and earlier this year, we all went on an MF holiday to Butlins in Skegness. It was so fun, and it felt really normal to be able to go away as a family with our friends, because we were with them who had children who have epilepsy, and their families are similar to ours, so it didn't matter if anyone stared at us. I do like Mum and me time as well. Every so often, we book some respite care and get Matt looked after. And we will go on holiday or go out for a few days, and it's just me and Mum, and I enjoy that time. I've learned a lot from all this, and I've now decided what I want to be when I'm older. I would love to become a paediatric neurologist and follow in Helen Cross's footsteps. I want to help children just like my brother, to ensure they get the best quality of life that they can with the condition that they have. Yes, living with Matthew can be hard, but when he smiles or laughs, all the bad stuff blows away. We try and give my brother the best life possible, and with all that has happened, I still won't have any other brother than Matthew.